Sweet. It's like 11:11, I guess. So that's fancy. Um, uh, that was the wrong button. Anyway, yeah. So I know it's kind of late at night, but my stream earlier kind of got ruined. So now I'm going to try again. In case you missed the earlier shenanigans, I said I was going to celebrate um, our appearance in Project 88 by doing a Delorean, and I was going to do it in the same style as one of those cool. Sorry, that's sort of do it in one of those cool rat rod style illustrations. I remember back in the day, Cartoons magazine had like Tosley or whatever his name is, and I don't know what the other dude's name is. Um, Dude, I just said it earlier. It was George Trostley and what? I know as soon as I stop talking about it, I'm gonna remember their names. Anyways, it was like cool hot roddy shit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna do it in the style of Time Machine from Back to the Future, because dude, it was cool shit doing the Back to the Future thing. Anyways, I'm rambling, so rambling and like my phone is blowing up. Anyway, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and draw. I'm gonna draw silently, quietly. No, probably not. I'm gonna like blather for a little bit and then end up just like, I don't know, moving on. Probably start playing some music and then my stream will get shut down by something, but whatever. This is where we are as a people. So let me go ahead and get that started. Yeah, cool. Minimize that. If you see any issues with the stream, go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, yeah, Bob's your uncle. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the resource image I had for this. Reference, sorry. Yeah, this is starting off good. And I'll talk a little bit about the process here, because shit's cool, right? Wait, no, here. I'm just gonna keep yawning until I fall asleep at the wheel. Story of my life, really. Alright, so it's been a while since I've done these, and it's been a long time since I even looked this stuff up. So the big thing about drawing a hot rod style vehicle is it's kind of exaggerated, but even though you're exaggerating, you still have to go ahead and follow some rules of design and illustration. I think the easiest way to draw vehicles, because they're very structured and not very organic at all, is you just kind of go ahead and break them down into their basic shapes and blocks. So, I mean, cars are almost always consistently designed the same way. So let's just go ahead and do this. I'm going to line it up a little bit here. For ease of time and energy, normally at this point I just kind of do an overlay on it, but I kind of want to show everyone how to do it the old-fashioned way, as if you're at a light board or you just had a reference photo on your drawing table. So I'm going to do everything all blocky and squared, and we're going to do, I think, 2-point perspective, which this program actually has a guide for that, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to eyeball it. So we're going to have that and that, if that makes any sense to you. Doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever, I'm just going to go for it. keep in mind everything's exaggerated because it's one of those cool hot roddy sort of things. Got that. I'm still working on my brush control, so if things get a little wobbly, like right there, whatever shit's gonna happen. Aw, my lovely girl Shannon here is watching. Technically my ex-girlfriend, but it's only because we got engaged. It's cute. And she's really not feeling right, so she's actually sitting in bed, and she's gonna watch from a distance. If you squint, it says DMC, which I think is slang for cocaine dealer. I don't remember. That here. Got that, right? It's so funny, like so many cars, like they're all basically the same. It doesn't matter if you're drawing like a Delorean or a Skylark or anything like that. They're usually at this angle, which is like my favorite angle to picture a car. It's got almost like the Fibonacci sequence. You've got, I think it's based out looking like that. I really feel like I should just cheat and overlay this. Let's see here. That still kind of 2-point perspective-y. It's really, honestly, like, to give credit to the production designers of the movie, this is such a great, iconic vehicle design. Okay. Shannon texted me and let me know that DMC means dick my cunt, which I think is French. I'm not sure. But sorry, I got distracted. The production design for the Time Machine is fucking incredible. The only thing is, like, well, in video and motion, you get like the front of the vehicle is very normal and plain, and then when you get to the back of it, you get all the cool greebles and everything. Greebles is technical term for doohickeys, and it looks absolutely great, kind of from one angle, but the only problem is from the other angle, you lose a lot of detail, which is fine by me. But that's because I'm so used to seeing this vehicle on a regular basis. So there's probably something involving the distance between the vehicles. Like, I'm sure there's like some sort of measurement that you can do. Like, oh yeah, the wheelbase is always 4 or 5 wheels apart. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I think it's kind of late for me to be trying to draw this. I already feel like I'm screwing it up. I should have done a different exaggeration. I should have made the nose like a lot longer. I can take it like that. Right? Like it's kind of getting there. I feel like, but I feel like maybe the roof distance between the top and the hood, I should have made that a lot smaller, like it was chopped and dropped just a little bit. Right? Probably. And really, at this angle, you can see, like, you're not really seeing any of the hood at all at that point. So once again, it's because I wasn't using my 2-point perspective guidelines, and I rely on those a lot. So, like, do that maybe. The gull wings are pretty awesome, though, being able to draw that. Like I said, everything is easily broken down into basic shapes. And that's a huge secret for drawing stuff like this. It's such a great detail just seeing the rear view, the side view mirror right there like that. I'm not going to worry too much about the inside there. Like I probably should have been way exaggerated. Keep in mind that wheels are not just circles, they're actually cylinders. So you want that. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, when I was a kid, my favorite part about drawing uh, these hot rod style cars was the wheels and the hubcaps. We would do this cool thing, like you kind of pay attention to where the light is. You always have the sun or the central light going down here. So when you would draw a wheel, you would have cylinder for it, yeah, and you'd have this part of the tire, and then you would have the front facing part of the tire, right? Pretty easy to do. It's all dark right here, just like that. And you got your tread there and stuff like that. And then the coolest part was getting into doing the hubcaps or the hub of the wheels, depending on the vehicle you're doing. And then you just kind of pay attention to where the light was going in. So the tire would cast a shadow on the inside of the hub, like that. And then the light would kind of hit the nub or whatever of the hubcap. So you'd have that. Dude, it was like you draw that shit all day long. Because eventually you got to a point where you realized you were kind of cheating it, but that's fine. Right? It's just drawing. So you do the same thing on that side. You got the foreshortened circle of the vehicle. Can I get that in there? And there's a lot of cheating in illustration, but that's all right, because the great thing about art and audience is that you could draw the most vague, basic shit, and it's really the less detail you put in, the more detail the observer puts in. You know, if that makes any sense. Because I mean, think about it this way: if I draw a face, that's a face. Obviously, I mean, if you technically you break it down, it's nothing. All it is a circle, two marks, and a face. And you could do that anywhere. If you look down at a container of Parmesan cheese, it's kind of got that weird bit to it. That automatically looks like a face. It's one of those things where that's why Mickey Mouse is so worldwide, instantly recognizable, because he's just got that face thing going where it's like eyeball, nose, mouth, and of course ears. Don't sue me, Disney. Sorry. It's terrible. Oh my god, it's not even the right button. Which is funny, I'm talking about Mickey Mouse because one of my next projects coming up soon, I'm doing for a buddy. And it's a huge, so sorry for yawning, a huge Disney fan. I'm going to have that. Probably should have, man, I'd really like to be able to have that tire visible there, but you've got the valance underneath, block the vehicle. Valance, I'm talking like I know cars. Looking phenomenal. So that's kind of it, like, damn. Like, I don't know, dude. It really should be a lot more exaggerated for all this. I don't know, we'll try this again. Let me think about it. Frick might be here and stare at this artwork. I should have picked a fucking Skylark. Alright, anyway, so that's the basic idea for doing a cartoonish style hot rod thing. You know, we're talking about the whole, hey look, here's a fucking Bel Air or something. Here's a dude, and here's the whole rat Fink dude with the bulgy eyes, big ears. He's got his tongue wiggling out. He's fucking driving it. He's got the whole high 8-ball shifter and the whatever. And then I have the whole massive back tire and a tiny little tire. There you got the. That's what I'm trying to do, but I want to do with the Delorean. And I don't even know how I'm going to draw Doc Brown with that. I don't know. Let's try this again from scratch. One of the nice things about working in a digital media is that you can make all the mistakes you want because, dude, Control Z is like your new best friend, right? Clear out some of my palettes out of the way. Can you even see the palettes? I'm pretty sure on the broadcast you can. Which cracks me up because you can see the palettes, but you can't see anything else. You can see things in the corner, but I've got a lot of floaters sitting here. Didn't yawn all day long, and as soon as the camera started, I'm all like, derp. Whatever. All right, let me put in some music here and try to get to work. I got the basic idea of everything sketched out. Like, I know where this vehicle is going to go with it. I'm just going to use my references and my faulty memories and try to get something from this. So let me go ahead and, God damn it. This is just like when you have to go out food shopping during a global pandemic and you're fine all day long, and as soon as you get to your local grocery store, your face starts itching. So let me find some lo-fi music to listen to. Fine. Lo-fi hip-hop radio beats to relax to. What? Lo-fi beats to quarantine and stay indoors to? That's cute. That's nice. Thank you, chilled cow. You'll be the one I do. Hopefully this doesn't destroy my streaming abilities here. So we'll find out in a second. Because if I draw on this and it's laggy, I'm gonna... Oh yeah, look at that. So I guess my technical issues earlier today was because I was using Streamlabs OBS, and I'm in the beta program because they don't have an actual Mac release. And they updated it today, and it kind of borked the whole broadcast. Alright, so I'm not really paying attention. You know what? I'll go ahead and load up the chat on my phone. So if anyone jumps in here and wants to say anything, go for it. Restream. Now, in theory, I'm already here. I already have an account. Awkward. No. Cool. Alright, chat is up and running. So I'm just going to go ahead and shut the hell up and just get to drawing. I don't even know if the chat's going to work. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, what's those buttons do? I got 3 people watching? Neat. I think that's what that means. I don't know. Anyway, let's do this. Aw, Hello. Girl says hi. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I would have to yank those off the page right there. And try to be like, get the vehicle going. I'm not even gonna. I'll play with that later. Sure. Oop, see? Gotta learn where the tablet is. Gotta work that hand-eye coordination right there. So, cut that, cut that. I feel like that's way too tight. Yeah, all right, let me go ahead and just draw over it. I'm not gonna tell if you don't. Actually, let me come back. Where's the smooch button? Right there. Did I really just draw directly on that? Oh, okay, no, I didn't. Cool. So, put that there. Got the front point of the car there. Got the tip there. Yeah. It's kind of like because I keep drawing on it by accident. So let's get that going here. So that's that part. So all cars basically are just kind of boxy squares. And we're going to pretend that the horizon line for the vehicle is actually the roof. So the car is now split into 3 basic spots. Car is split into 3 different segments. You're going to have the rear end, which is the rear axle and the trunk. You're going to have the center, which is the cockpit. You're going to have the front, which is the engine and the front axle. Of course, because of the angle of the vehicle that's sitting at, even though they're all about the same basic size, like cars are always going to look like equal parts thirds because of the angle of everything. It changes, whatever. Welcome to Drafting 101. I don't know. It's been a long time. And really, I'm just talking to hear my voice. Let's see here. Let's do the trunk of the car first. Gotta get that blocked out. We'll do a little bit of exaggeration in here. It's not going to be too much. So it's like that's the big part's going to be getting those telltale parts of the vehicle done. Really, once you get that done, I didn't even realize there was a footrest there. How many times have I watched this freaking movie? So you got that there. Dude, how did I forget the Mr. Fusion back there? That's a balance or whatever the hell it's called. Get that done, right? Forgot what this is called. The time circuit? We're going to worry about the little tiny details once we get the body of it done. Doesn't look like a very comfortable seat. Yeah, that's why Delorean got busted for cocaine use. Let's see. think I can trash that layer. Into it. It's my blue lines layer. And let me go ahead and label this photo layer. Weird, I don't know what I did there, but I don't know. How can I draw it from memory, right? All exaggerated instances. Maybe along the front, or get it really tucked in, because I want to exaggerate that pointy nose bit right there. So right there, yeah. It's like a very squinty front end of a car. Look at that. Design is my passion. Yep. The nose really go out to it? No, it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. Design is my passion. A lot of the shapes and volumes in this drawing is going to come out during the coloring process or the blocking in process. We're using all sorts of ridiculous guts for this. Like, everyone thinks the back end is kind of exaggerated like that, so we're going to go with that. I like way exaggerate that back end right there. I'm a huge fan of that shape. Kind of interesting trying to make a caricature of a non-organic object. Everyone's used to going down to the beach and having some dude down there being like, hey, draw a picture of me and my girlfriend, and they draw that big crazy face or whatnot. And like, imagine trying to do the same thing with a vehicle. You don't have that much leeway, right? I feel like huge fucking tires in the back, like. There's probably a shape thing here, isn't there? Yeah, there is. So look at that. Should have thought of that earlier. So, I want to exaggerate, like, give it that crazy beefy back end. Yeah, let's really bring that out there, like this. Kind of start loosening it up, right? Big fucking blaster, whatever those are. I don't even know. Automobile accident. You're not going to understand that unless you're a diehard fan of the movie and you've watched it 100 times, but that's cool. I feel like, you know what? Got that giant booty out there a little harder. And take that there, right? Let's really crank that shape out. Because it's got this really cool, like, diamond shape constantly going through the whole thing. Well, I'll just, like, beef that thing out here. Yeah, that's cool. And then, of course, then that means we get to use the other one. Like, everyone who's seen the movie, they're going to be like, no, there's two of them back there, so we'll do that. Right? I think that looks pretty good. Of course, it'll be hidden, but the nice thing about hiding things behind other things is you get that great sense of depth to it. So, this part of the car here. I don't even know what the underside of it looks like, but whatever. Probably what the thingamabopper? What is that? The weird Y-shaped thing is right behind him. So I want to make that visible because that's also an iconic part of the vehicle. But I think I'm going to go ahead and make it so that you can't see through the windshield. I'll just make things look a little easier for me. Put that big back end right there, right? So let's make the other end a little tighter. Make it wider, I think. Yeah. Let's do that. Oh shit. See? Lost place where the tablet and the stylus are. See, things are starting to drift now because I'm like changing and rearranging the shape of the vehicle. I guess maybe in a different world, if I had loaded this up in something like Photoshop, would have gone ahead and like started stretching and manipulating the photo of it itself. Like, it's kind of pushed and pulled the actual photo of the vehicle itself. So like we both know in the original photo, like you can't see the other tire. Maybe you can. Did I do something? Funny. Alright, anyway. Not quite getting the shape there I want. Like, where's that issue? So, kind of the shocks and the suspension sticking out a little bit. I have this fucking huge thing here. Normally you would follow the 2-point perspectives on this, but it starts to get really, it kind of screws up the design aspect here. So best bet is just kind of fake a secondary 2-point perspective. Kind of have it drop down here. It's fine, as long as it looks good. That's all that matters. It shouldn't have to make sense to begin with. I mean, you've got like what, 16-inch tires in the front and 30-inch tires in the back. Like, dude, just fucking go gonzo. Get those deep wall tires in there too, because that's fun. Like I said, you can have a lot of 3D shenanigans here. I'll probably have that, right? Some old school fucking gearheads in here with this. My phone's about to die. I gotta go plug it in. I don't know. So now I got a thing here where so I am going to quandary here. So I could have the wheels kind of turned so they run parallel with the body like that, or I can turn the wheels a little more so they're kind of facing that way. I can really cant the wheels this way, so it's like you got a thing here, and I don't really know what to do with that. Honestly, I feel like I should probably, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go get my phone charger and plug my phone in, and while I'm up there looking for that, you guys go ahead and tell me if I should have wheels turn there or just get flat on wheels straight like that. Keep in mind, I want to try to get this vehicle moving. Like, I want this to look like it's blasting forward. So I kind of want the whole body getting hunched in like that, you know? Like this thing is coming right off the line. Like it's going to be smoking these tires. Because he's got to hit 88 miles per hour with only a few yards. Yeah, I know, we don't need roads where we're going, but let's pretend it's a really short cul-de-sac, right? So I'll leave that there real quick, and I'll be right back. Tried to be all smooth about that. Plugging my phone into the back of the Mac so that it charges up, and I'm like wiggling everything around. So, pardon me, I guess, for doing that. Oh, what'd that button do? Alright, cool, we're good. Oh, it's midnight. Cool, right on. You know, for 45 minutes of sketching and whatnot, this doesn't look so bad at all. And being as I use red and blue for a lot of my sketch work, if you have a pair of 3D glasses and you put them on right now, no, nothing's gonna happen. I'm just fucking with you. I'm so cute. Ask my fiance, she'll tell you. Oh, it's getting pretty good. I don't know. I really do like that look. Like having that car with that candid wheel. Oh, I still feel like I could really crank this car to look like it's just bouncing off the line, right? Huh. I'm laughing that I got like lo-fi beats playing in the background. You know, alright, so I think what I'll do here, I'm gonna get real fucking nutty with this. Oh, hold me back. I wanted to get this real dynamic, you know. I like the back wheels. Everything in the back is looking great. Like, I'm digging this. I'm digging that so much. We're gonna fuck with that for a little bit. We'll clean this up just a little bit, guys. Okay. Although to get a big shout out to Taylor. Thanks for having us involved in this project. Like, dude, it was so much fun. You know, the family and I, we're all stuck in quarantine. It was just terrible. You know, people are starting to get on each other's nerves and whatnot. We found some sort of cute respite from being crammed in the same house all day long. You know, the kids, you know, while movies might not be their thing, they see that their mother and I do it all the time, so they want to get involved somehow. And it's a really good opportunity to kind of have them see what we do and how we do it. You know, their mom is like a director and editor, and you know, I'm a production designer and special effects dude, so you know, they don't really get to go on set because who wants to work with kids? And they finally got to see that aspect of it. And it was a great learning experience. I learned I probably don't ever want to hire a 10-year-old for grip work ever again, but outside of that, it was phenomenal. But dude, like seriously, it was a good, positive thing everyone did. We had a lot of fun. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. Let's kind of shrink that down a little bit. want to get too deep on that because this whole area right here, I don't know if you can see it. That area is kind of empty. I think what I want to do is have like some sort of crazy shit here. Right. And we're going to learn how to use short keys. Take some classes or something. Can I get that there? I'm not sure. I feel like the body is drifting at this point. Maybe, I don't know, I kind of want to some sort of like crazy sideways shit. Maybe just really pinch those wheels in here. See what that looks like. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Because that's also like how the wheels turn in while he's going to fly. So I think that'd be kind of cool. Right? Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that. That's groovy. I'll even do that. It's like, oh, yeah, look. The body's hollow. Body's probably not going to be hollow by the time I'm done with this, but you know. It's cool because then you get the great overlap between all these segments right here. I know, I feel like maybe some wheels should be a little wider. I don't know. It's pretty funny when you're drawing something like this, like a single line, like you draw there or you draw there, completely changes the way something looks. I think maybe that balance is too wide. I think that's kind of screwing up the silhouette here. So, get that down a little bit. Like I know the balance is an important part of the car, but it's kind of like really the most boring part too. It's that part of the it's that rubbery part of the car under the bumper. It just scrapes up against shit when you park at 7-Eleven. Like no one cares about it. So I'm gonna have wheels looking like that. I gotta kind of follow there. Maybe that looks good. Yeah. So I can drag and drop that nonsense right there. Right? I don't know. I feel like. Ugh. I don't know. I'm getting to the point where I'm like discovering all these parts that just aren't lining up yet. Yeah, right? keys. I'm thinking that gullwing door is kind of a mess. I like that back end though. Probably just avoid though. So that looks kind of cool, right? See, but because I exaggerated the back end, like the middle end is getting kind of weak. And I was promising myself I was gonna have Emmett sticking his neck out there, right? So I don't know what's Emmett gonna look like when he's doing this. Let's see. Give me a second here. Let me look up Doc real quick here. Look up that oh, let me label these layers before I lose them. That's the way to do it. That's gonna be funny shit. Where's my comics here? Come on, buddy. So, go ahead and talk about Doc Emmett Brown for a second here. Got that big, broad, round face, right? Upturned eyebrow, right? high hairline, and he just had this big hair. So kind of had big ears too, I think. Let's jump with that big hair thing. Let me pull this new trick here. It's only a temporary thing. I'm flipping this over so that I can actually see what I'm doing here. And then what I can do is flip it back. Because honestly, I'm left-handed, so I'm really used to drawing people in that direction. So let me put some volume on the hair there. Kind of want to cheat this and take a look at the cartoons that everyone did for the movie we were part of. That would be cool, right? You know what? Okay, let me try this again here. I'm gonna dock here, right? I always draw faces. I'm just used to doing portioning and whatnot. Once again, everything's about proportions. Where you draw that big old giant cranium we all have, and then you put the eyes right in the center of it. And then you figure out the chin, put the nose in the center. Right. Eyes go here and here. It's crazy when you break down anatomy into shapes and proportions, because then you start realizing like everything's either in thirds or fourths. I mean, I know you can't just lay the Fibonacci sequence over anything and call it art, but damn, dude, it's pretty close, right? We're gonna go with definitely part 2. So let's give him those awesome fucking glasses. Get that futuristic shit going on right there. Just be like, blam. And that anime face, right? It's funny because usually you don't even have very human rat Fink dudes on these vehicles. Usually just mice or rats or dogs or whatnot. So having a human face on this might be a little odd. I don't know. He had 2 ties on, right? Or am I just thinking about Marty McFly again? It'd be funny as shit though. Like one tie there and another tie flying off. It kind of looks like Colonel Sanders, but it's too late at night to be making decisions.
Yeah.
He's gonna be way proportionate sticking out of there, and that's just fine because that's how this rolls. The nice thing is his head is gonna block the majority of that gull wing door, so I can kind of like just not do it. I don't feel good about that though. I feel like everything should be flipped to the other side. Yeah, I think that's cooler. I like it. Also, the thing about setting up like this is I'm used to doing sequential artwork, and when you're doing sequential artwork and you're drawing out your comic book pages, you're doing it basically left to right, and it's kind of going like this. And then anytime you start off an image, you want to start it to that side. I know there's a psychological thing where if you've got a character, there's 2 frames here. You could have a character on that side and a character on that side, and if everything, the action is pointed to the right, is seen as more positive, and if everything is pointed to the left, it's more negative. I think. I don't know. So I want to keep this all nice and cheery and airy. So we'll do it that way. I'm a big fan of that. I do like it. We're gonna call this layer A because I think I want to go ahead and do a type 2 version of Emmet. Alright. It's like, well, it's not that obviously. Jesus. They're really going on here. Like I kind of want his wake blown back, you know? Like, I want to get that exaggeration of speed. So I kind of want to have, like, I want his face to look like he's hitting 88 miles an hour. Right? Oh, maybe it'd be best if I just did cover his face. So I could have that cool. If I dehumanize him, I think it'll be cooler. I was just talking about that earlier, right? It's like, if you can't see a human in it, it's more impactful. I don't know. You'll have to rewind the broadcast and take a look. Look at that though. I really want him like his hair going fucking crazy here. You make like the gritty teeth thing here. Did he have two ties in that scene? I think he had those like clear ties. I don't know. Definitely. You know what? One hand on the steering wheel. He had the shifter thing too, right? I don't really talk too much while I'm drawing, but so he had like that whole fucking thing going on with the steering wheel, and then he had that weird cross beam thing where he was like, would be kind of cool. They did the cool shit. Weird. I don't. Here, let's draw a Rat Fink version of. I'm sorry. I feel like if I draw a Rat Fink version of him, it's just gonna end up looking like Bernie Sanders. Good thing I actually we stared at this movie a whole lot recently because exactly what the color is for everything. Right? I don't know. I don't know which one I like better. And that big smile. Honestly, all the memories I have of the actor Christopher Lloyd always been really good memories. So I want to make sure I have like kind of a cool, clear, like positive thing of it. I want to make sure like when you see it and you recognize it as him, it's like cool, good and positive. Like this is obviously not Judge Doom. They're just thinking too hard about it. I don't want him to look too maniacal or malicious. Let me clean this up a little bit. See if I can figure pretty funny. If you watch some of my previous segments on here, you'll see that like I'll get to about an hour in. Sorry. 45 minutes in, and I'll be like, oh my god, this is trash. What am I doing? But I haven't hit that point yet. So that's cool. I can close, but it's exciting. Maybe I spoke too soon. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. Yeah. And the reason why I love doing digital art, because you just like zoom in and out on that shit. Alright, well, obviously. Huh. That's bad. Okay, I think I can get rid of that. Let me dump a bunch of Prussian blue into the background here. Just because I want to have color guide for this. Yikes! Why is fell off the edge of my sketchboard? Sorry. Alright, and the reason why I did that was because I need to figure out where Doc's head is gonna be. This? Wait, no. Get over there. Hopefully I can link the two of them. kind of like the beginning of the color blocking, but I'm not too sold on how Doc's going to look sitting in this vehicle. So I'll just get that going in. Of course, it's the wrong shade blue for that line work. That's terrible. There's a way to fix that. Alright, cool. That works. I'm deep in thought, so that's why I'm being quiet. Give me a second here. So what if what? I'm kind of the fan of that, so I think maybe what I can do is like
love is an incredible thing, and we don't know love like we should.
Is it pretty cool? Yeah. I don't know. I feel like maybe Doc is just in the way. I don't know. But I've been at this for almost 2 hours now, and I've still got a bunch of chores to do around the house. I'll cook before I go to bed and call it quits. So I'm gonna leave it at this. It's pretty exciting now. I'm really liking how this, how this is coming out. Cool. It's gonna be real cool. That sounds good to me. I am done for now. If you're still here, thanks for tuning in. Yeah. So that's it. Once again, thanks for everyone who watched. Thanks to Taylor for being the inspiration for this. Being part of Project 88 was pretty awesome. If you haven't a chance to look at it yet, go ahead and check it out. It's still on YouTube. Hasn't been taken down yet, surprisingly, because I can't put 30 seconds of music on my streams before I get taken down. So good on him, I guess. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call this quits for tonight and get this finished up at some point over the weekend and then release it. Put a pretty little red ribbon on it or something like that. I'm out. Sounds like the pizza in the oven has been rehydrated. So I'm out. See you guys later and have a good night.